Hey Geeks! This is Super Geek Heather Brainerd from New York. When I'm not dreaming up excuses to book random trips to Disney, I like to go geekin' on Walt Disney World with Kurt, Lindsay, and the whole Geekin' family.
Are you ready for a fun-filled hour of food favorites, resort hopping, and hanging out with Disney World geeks? It's now time to go geekin' on Walt Disney World. Here's our dad and co-host. Hollywood was impressed with his performance in crowd scenes at the Indiana Jones stunt show. He never misses an 11 a.m. margarita at the Mexican Pavilion. And Mike Wazowski is still raving about his performance as that guy over at Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Curtis Stone.
Hey, Disney World geeks. This week on our show, we cover our favorite magical enhancements, what to do on a non-park day, and ways to beat the crowds with my super geek friends, Toni-Anne and Dave from the Disney Crush podcast on episode 278 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. I am your Geek and Family podfather, Curtis Stone, and we are the family-friendly father-daughter podcast, also featuring Mama, Auntie Judy, Soul Sister Holly, cousins Jen and E. Janer. Geek and Family will feed your passion for Walt Disney World by sharing our experiences and opinions, as well as others from our community of passionate Walt Disney World geeks. I'm so excited you're here with us listening to our show because geeky Disney people are awesome and we consider you family, part of our Geekin' family. Join us every Monday as we share travel tips, resort reviews, and lots of food talk through our live trip reports, interviews with our Geekin' family members about their trips, and special guest roundtables on fun Disney World topics from Geekin' family members all around the world. And we take pride in the awesome and positive community in our Geekin' family. So come join us to share in our love for Walt Disney World and each other. And I bet you'll learn something to try on your next vacation. If you're listening to podcasts to plan your Disney vacation, we're Disney travel experts and independent travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized Disney vacation planner agency. And hey, Disney World, it can be an overwhelming vacation to plan. So let Mama and Auntie Judy explain it all to you and help you create a great plan with fast passes, dining reservations, and tips on the best rooms and resorts in Disney World. And join our mail list, Geek and Gazette, and you'll stay up to date with the latest promotions and info when we're hearing new stuff about Disney World. And then when you're ready, just go out to our website, geekinonwdw.com/advice, and you can request our personalized help, or you can email them at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. Hey geeks, this week I'm geeking on Walt Disney World with hosts from the Disney Crush podcast, Toni-Anne Zarcone and Dave Youngward. And we cover 3 topics that were suggested from the Geekin' family, specifically Christy Houston. Hey Christy, thanks for giving us a couple of these topics, and we're going to cover our favorite magical enhancements like tours, dessert parties, and some of those other extras that you can enjoy when you're down at Walt Disney World. And the second topic is what to do on a non-park day. Great information there. And how about some ideas to beat those crowds? And we know it's always going to be crowded down at Walt Disney World, no matter what time of the year you go. Couple things to listen for. The Wave, I talk about the Wave restaurant, and it did redeem itself on my last trip. So when you hear that discussion, just know that it's already happened and it did redeem itself. You'll hear it in our coming trip reports. That was a top of the world DVC event for sure. And Toni-Anne, you were right. I'm sorry that we did not meet up in January. I didn't see Dave or Toni-Anne, but I did see lots of the Geekin' family. So that was fun. Maybe next time. How about for the G3, the Grand Geekin' Gathering coming up here in October of this year? That would be great, guys, to see you down there. And definitely listening back to the show after the music ends. You think the show is over. Not always, but most of the time I put some outtakes out there, and you're going to hear a fun story about me missing my computer mouse, my wireless mouse after the music ends. So listen to that. All right, it's time to crush it with Toni-Anne and Dave from the Disney Crush podcast. right. So I love Disney Geeks. And, Disney Geeks, sometimes they have podcasts of their own that are all about Disney World. So I love supporting the other podcasters in the Disney space. So I'm so excited. I've been talking about wanting to bring these guys on for a long time. They've been fans of our show and very active in our Facebook group. So let's bring them on. First of all, she's the biggest Cruella de Vil fan. She is, I guess she's simply misunderstood. Understanding. She has unpopular views on food and wine and Skipper's Canteen. I'm going to ask her about that. She won a grand prize, all expenses paid trip from Pete Werner and the Disboards many moons ago. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Toni-Anne Zarcone. Hey, Toni-Anne.
Hi. Hey, Kurt. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad to have you. I think we've been on Facebook Live a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we have. We've been talking, but we just never got together.
I know. I'm so glad we can get together and do a podcast together. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I got to ask you, though, what is this unpopular view of food and wine?
I've talked about this on our podcast. I'm not a big fan of food and wine. I feel like it's too darn hot to be eating beef stew and cheddar cheese soup. And I feel like after I've tried one or two things, it's too much in the August and September and even early October heat. And I also found the quality of some of the offerings have gone down.
Okay.
So after I've spent $40 and I look at what I've gotten, I think I could have sat inside in the air conditioning and had a server bring me a nice meal for the same money. So
all right.
A lot of people love it, but it's just not my favorite.
Skipper's Canteen, we sometimes get mixed reviews, so that one doesn't surprise me that much.
I was really excited to try it. And I have a adventurous palate, so it wasn't that. I just don't get all the hype because I wasn't happy with, nobody at my table was happy with what we got.
Ooh, yeah. I think,
I don't know. I have to give it a second chance.
It could be, yes. I think that's the type of place sometimes, depending what you get, it could be a better experience. Mm-hmm. All right. I actually won on Disboards years ago, and I didn't get a full expenses paid trip, but I actually won Cirque du Soleil 2 tickets.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, remember he used to have the Prizematron.
Is that what it was? My wife was more of a Disboards from the very, this is the olden days when that's all there was.
I was very active on the Disboards, and I'm kind of sad because people don't really use them anymore, and they were a great resource, especially for newbies.
Yeah, that was kind of the only resource, besides blogs, I suppose.
And I find on Facebook, while we're all very welcoming to newbies, I find in some other groups, people could be downright mean because can't you use Google? When somebody asks a simple question, and I get a little upset, and I know that it was never like that on the old boards. Everybody was pretty nice. Discussion
boards, as a rule, I'm not talking about Disboards, but I've seen that like in technical ones. People get kind of nasty, and we get that feedback on our Facebook group. That ours is very welcoming. It's very positive all the time.
Right.
And even if you don't like food and wine, Toni-Anne, you've never shared that in the Facebook group.
You'll still be my friend.
We'll still be friends. I understand that take, actually. Yeah. It can be crowded, too. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially on the weekends. And that's usually when I can get over there. So
we've said, Lindsay and I have both said that we think we like the Flower and Garden actually better.
Oh, yeah. And David, and we'll talk to David in a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, we're going to bring David on. What do you say? Want to bring him on?
Yeah, because he loves Festival of the Arts. That's his favorite. Oh, good.
Maybe he'll join me when I'm down there in a couple of weeks. Well, he has a hidden Mickey tattoo. Did you know that, Toni-Anne?
Yes, actually, I've seen it.
I'm going to ask him if I can see it. I'm not sure, depending on where it is. He's never seen Frozen. Oh, my gosh. He must not have kids. But his favorite show in all the parks is the Frozen sing-along. I guess he says, but now I check to see if Brian is performing. Ben is performing. I gotta have to ask him what that is. He will go way out of his way to get the ahi tuna nachos at Yak and Yeti. Easy for me to say. Please give a warm Geek and Family welcome to Dave Youngward. Hey, Dave.
Yay.
Is he there?
Geeks.
There he is. I was wondering if he's coming on at all. I mean, maybe me and Toni-Anne are just going to talk all night.
I'm just back here in the back corner, being quiet.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Kurt, and Toni-Anne.
I'm so glad. It's been a year, Dave, that you and I actually met in person when you came to one of our live Geek and Family meetings. Actually, one of the big first ones.
Yeah, that's right. That was a good time. There was a lot of people there. That was fun.
I was so happy about. Yeah, we had a great conversation. You were talking about doing a podcast, I think, at that time, but we didn't mention what the name of your podcast is yet.
It's called The Disney Crush.
Yeah. So we were talking about. I was having fun talking to you about podcasting, and you guys got together and started your own.
Yeah, we did. We just we started last December. About the middle of last December, a year ago, December. So
yeah, we just had our 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you already release it when you and I were talking?
We'd already had probably 4 or 5 episodes.
Okay,
maybe 6 episodes out when I met you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where am I? I don't know.
That's okay.
I wasn't paying attention then, or I didn't remember.
It's okay.
Well, we were at the Nomad Lounge, so we were having a few tidings.
We were having some fun. That was a good time. So you guys have been actually great fans of my show for a while, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure have. I learned about you a long time ago when I was actually researching on podcasting, so that's how I found you.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me. Tell that story, Dave. How did you find me?
I was researching. I did a lot of my stuff on YouTube and Googled and tutorials on YouTube, and I really liked a guy named Cliff Ravencraft, and I just really liked what he was doing, and I watched all his tutorials. And then one day he read a letter from you to him, and I said, wow, that's it. He's talking about a Disney podcast. That's cool. So I looked you guys up, and I started, and I've been a fan ever since. So
that's a cool story. Yes, he's kind of my online mentor in that space for sure.
Right.
Cool. That's a lot. See, that's actually one thing I learned from him too, is the best way to grow your audience is to be a guest on someone else's podcast. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm bringing you on here.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Well, that's one thing I learned too, is doing this whole podcasting thing, is a lot of the podcasters, there's no ego. Everybody kind of helps each other out, and it's just so refreshing. So I just have to say that, Kurt. So
thank you. Yeah. I totally love, I think you and I were talking before. I'd love to have more camaraderie amongst the Disney World podcasts. I'd love to see Disney actually give us some press passes and stuff like that, so we could kind of hang out together, because I think we'd find out we're we have a lot in common.
Right. Yeah. Well, they're listening. They're listening. They have a whole...
Do they?
Yeah, they have a whole...
Department
that they listen to all the podcasts out there, so...
All right. Well, I wish they would invite us to the Star Wars opening as a press pass. Right?
That would be nice.
Toni-Anne?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I was saying that the IBM, when I had some software that I started going to Disney World for called Lotus Notes, and they brought their social media people in as like press people, and they had a little club there. I forget the name, what they called them. Yeah, they really treated them very well. We'll put it that way. I'd love to see Disney do more of that with folks like us. But so you guys are both local Floridians, aren't you?
Yeah, we're both about 2 hours away from the parks.
All right. When were you from?
In either direction. Where am I from? I'm from Spring Hill, which is about 2 hours to the west. I'm on the west coast of Florida. Some people may be familiar with the Wiki Wachee Mermaids, which is a long-time old Florida attraction. They're underwater mermaids that dance, and you go see their show. Elvis saw them, and they filmed The Creature from the Black Lagoon at Wiki Wachee.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, so that's where I live, and Dave lives in Sarasota. And
that's right.
Sarasota doesn't need any introduction.
So when you guys go to Disney World, do you go for the day or do you stay overnight? What's your kind of usual way of going?
I usually spend a night. David has been doing more and more day trips lately.
How often do you go, Dave?
Well, I would probably about once a month.
Ah, perfect.
And sometimes maybe twice a month. But I have, like Toni-Anne said, I actually just started going solo a couple times, which is really cool.
I think I've seen you in the parks with your brother. Is that right?
Yep. I've been there with my brother some too. Yep.
Yeah, cool. What's kind of your guys' history with Disney World? You've been going there since you were kids?
I have. I went, the first time I went was 1981, and it was just the Magic Kingdom at that time. Epcot was being built. And yeah, I lived in New York. I grew up on Long Island. And we went back a few years later. And then in 1996, after I graduated college, I graduated college with a communications degree, and I came home and my parents said, "We're moving to Florida." So
wow, okay.
I couldn't afford to live on Long Island by myself, so I kind of followed them.
Yeah.
And my communications degree wouldn't get me very far in Spring Hill, Florida. So I became a nurse.
Oh, good for you.
And there's a lot more career potential here in the medical fields.
Yeah, nice.
But being a nurse, I needed an escape quite often. I needed a happy place.
Yeah.
So Disney was perfect for that.
I love it. Dave, have you lived in Florida your whole life?
No, I was actually born and raised in California.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't only went to Disneyland one time when I was a young lad, probably 9 or 10. And then when I was older, in my 20s, I moved to Florida. And then we would go every now and then. But maybe every 2 years or so.
It was not your favorite place. When your kids were little, you kind of just went because the wife and kids were going. I remember you weren't too enthused in the beginning. Right.
I took one for the family. Absolutely. But then the wife, about 5 years ago, she came to me and said that she was going to, she figured out what she was going to do for Christmas. And I said, okay, what's that? She goes, well, it's going to be a family present, and it's going to be annual passes to Disney World. And my mouth dropped to the floor, and I wasn't very excited about it. And I was trying everything I could to convince her to do something else with all that money.
I think you wanted jet skis, right?
Oh, I tried everything. I tried talking her into getting a golf cart, jet skis, whatever, something. But we actually went, and we went for about a week. We took the kids, and I don't know what it was, Kurt. Maybe I was a little bit older, and we were all together, and something hit me, and yeah, I just became a really, really good fan. So I'm kind of a newbie, if you want to say.
Well, that's cool. A great story.
I couldn't believe it when she told me that he was totally in love with Disney, because I did not expect it. Because I've known him about 20 years now, and it was just a total shock to me.
A conversion.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we didn't say are you guys related?
David's sister not David's sister. David's wife and my husband are brother and sister, so we're in-laws. Our husband and wife are brother and sister.
That's so cool. Yeah. It's a family Disney crush. How did you guys come up with the name Disney Crush? Where does that come from?
That was you, Dave.
Well, I was thinking about names, and I was a little bit worried about using Disney just for copyright issues and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I don't know. I came up with Crush because I had a crush on Disney. So I thought, we have the Disney Crush. So I thought it was a good name, and we kind of went with it. I looked it up. Nobody had it, so we grabbed it.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a couple of topics here. One thing we like to do on this podcast, we like to make friends, and this discussion board we have, it's really a Facebook group. We get lots of geeks on there asking us questions, but I went out there asking for some topics recently for my daughter, Lindsay, and our good friend, Holly, and we just have a bunch of extra ones here. I thought you guys could help me take these on.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sounds good.
So we're going to try to tackle 3 of these topics.
Okay.
And one of them, this one was suggested by Christy Houston. I'm going to read this off for you guys so you get an idea what we're thinking about here. Any chance you can do a podcast or recorded Facebook Live where you discuss the different magical enhancements? Always, she put that in quotes, always like to hear geeks' experiences and what they would absolutely recommend or would prioritize over others. Anyone out there have any faves they'd like to recommend? Looking at the different tours, dessert parties. I call these extras when I usually do my tour trip reports. Fireworks, cruises, or specialty dining is enough to make your head spin. So many choices. She just wishes her wallet could allow for all of them. So we're going to go through some of our favorite extras. Okay. I'm going to let Dave and Toni-Anne kind of dominate, but I may sneak in a couple of my thoughts in here too. But also, so the next topic was asked is what would you do on a non-park day? So that's a great topic. And although I don't do a lot of those, I have some ideas. Any idea? And also this one, I like to talk about this one on occasion, but it's kind of good to just really use it as a topic and go into it deep. But any ideas on beating the crowds? So those are the three we're going to try to tackle. Are you ready? Are you game?
Okay.
All right. We'll let Toni-Anne go first. But Toni, do you have any favorite extras that you've tried?
Well, I think one that is absolutely worth it. If you have any desire to see the Happily Ever After fireworks show at Magic Kingdom, the fireworks dessert party is well worth it just for the viewing area.
Right.
We did the after fireworks party, which was in our planning would have been awesome because they have two fireworks party. They actually have three. You can book the fireworks party that you watch up on the terrace.
Yep.
Then they have the garden viewing fireworks party.
You're right.
So you eat your dessert and then you're escorted down to the garden. Or now they have the after fireworks dessert party. So you go watch the fireworks and then you're escorted to the terrace and you eat your dessert afterwards.
Right.
We had booked the after fireworks dessert party because when the hours came out, the show was supposed to end, the fireworks show was supposed to end, and the park was supposed to close. And in our infinite wisdom, we thought, well, we'll go eat dessert while all the craziness is happening, while everybody's leaving, and by the time we leave, it'll be nice and quiet. And then they extended the hours on us, it didn't work out the way we had hoped. Okay. But if you do have that option, I think that's a great option because you go and you get to reserve your spot in the garden area. Right. While the other people are eating their dessert. So you get the best spots.
Yes.
And then, because while we were waiting for the fireworks show to start, Dave's wife was with me. She turned around and she tapped me on the shoulder. She said, Toni-Anne, look behind us. The hub was packed.
Yep.
Main Street was shoulder to shoulder. And we were in this little garden where I swear I could have danced. Yeah. There was so much room around us, even with the two groups, because now people are concerned because there's a before fireworks party and an after fireworks party sharing that same garden area.
Right.
It was still lovely.
Yeah, I heard this tip too, doing one of the trip reports, and someone said the same thing, Toni-Anne, and it was that because the pre-dessert people are up there having their desserts, you're doing the after dessert, so you're getting your spot. You're getting the prime spot in the prime place.
Right.
So you're kind of beating that.
Yeah, and then hopefully, if the park's closing right after the show, you're going and eating your dessert while everybody's leaving, and you're leaving in a less crazy time. Great. But our tip with that also is if you have somebody who can't sit, because most of the people sit on the grass while we're waiting.
Yep.
If you can't, like we had our in-laws with us, well, my in-laws, David's in-laws, my sister, David's wife's parents, they couldn't really sit in the grass. So we just stayed to the back and leaned on the fence in the back.
Okay.
That turned out to be perfect because when the show started, everybody kind of lunged forward and we had all this space in front of us with no one standing in front of us. And we still got to lean on the back fence.
Okay, great.
So kind of gave us some support. And I definitely think that is an extra that is worth it.
Yes. And I hear that all the time. People ask, is it worth it? And I think everyone that I've ever talked to on the show definitely is saying just what you're saying. It's definitely worth it to get that nice, relaxed atmosphere instead of being cramped and fighting for a spot. It's definitely worth it. And funny enough, isn't the terrace one a little more expensive than the garden one? And I don't know why, because I like the garden one better.
Yeah, the terrace one because you're sitting.
Oh, okay.
I think it's about $10 or $20 more, but it's more of an obstructed view, I believe.
That's what I say, because if you're not sitting like right on the rail of that terrace, then you do have a little bit of an obstructed view. You try to sit in those tables back there, because I've done both. Yeah, I think I would rather be in the garden, and I'm not one to want to sit on the ground. I mean, but I did. I got there and I laid down. I spent like 30 minutes just laying down, and I'm 6'2", and I didn't care. I felt like there was plenty of room. People weren't stepping at me.
And can I tell you something a little sneaky, a little naughty?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
My husband and Dave's wife's aunt aunt came from Germany to visit. The best thing at the dessert party is the macarons. They have these great macarons.
Yeah.
So we were all getting ready to leave, and she gets up. The lady hardly speaks any English. She stands up, and she goes up to the dessert table, and she fills a plate with macarons, and she grabs a coffee cup with a lid. She comes back to the table, and she takes all the macarons and dumps them into the coffee cup with the lid, puts the lid on, and walks out of the park with a whole cup full of macarons. And I was like, she's brilliant. This woman is brilliant.
She took some home with her.
She took macarons home with her, and nobody cared. And my father-in-law was terrified that we were going to get busted by the Disney police.
Oh, well, my wife's parents are German, and that sounds that sounds. I don't want to make fun of all the Germans, but that sounds like something they would do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. All right, perfect. Yeah, good one to start off with. Dave, can you think of an extra that you would recommend?
Well, I haven't done as much as Toni-Anne, but I did do one of the tours there. It was called the Walt Disney Marceline to Magic Kingdom tour.
Right.
And it's only a 3-hour tour, but in my opinion, those 3 hours are packed full of all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they only do it on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They may have changed that. Do get a DVC discount of 20% and an annual pass discount of 15%.
Right.
You do have to have park admission to get there. They take you on the Carousel of Progress. They take you backstage on the Haunted Mansion, and they take you on the People Mover. And for the 3-hour tour, it was just so much that was jam-packed in there, that it was so much information. We learned so much. My daughter learned a lot. It was actually a gift from Toni-Anne. Thank you, Toni-Anne.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas present. So
nice.
My daughter and I went on it together. And yeah, it was great. And I think at the time it was only $35 a person.
And that was one of the reasons, not because of the price. One of the reasons I booked it was because Olivia at the time she's still under 16, and I wanted something for her, and it's for 12 and up, that tour. So that was one of the few tours that children under 16 were allowed on that I didn't think was too kiddie for her. There's like a family magic tour.
Yes.
That kind of hangs out in Fantasyland, and she was beyond that. She's 15 now, so
yeah.
This I thought would be a good tour for her, and I was so glad when they told me that they really loved it. So, and it wasn't very expensive, so
nice. Did your daughter did like it, Dave? She enjoyed that?
Oh, she loved it.
Great.
And I loved it. I told Toni, and I said that's I don't know if they're listening. I hope they're not, but it's so underpriced because you get so much. And it's 3 hours, but you feel like you do so much in that 3 hours. So if you want to do something, you don't want to take up the whole day. You just want to use part of your day to do a tour. I would highly, highly recommend that tour. Yeah. So good.
I've done,
and that's a good. Go ahead. That's all right.
Yeah, I've done that tour also, and that's the last one that I did. I totally agree, especially if you're a Haunted Mansion fan and you want to see how they do the Pepper's Ghost from the back. And that is probably I think that's the highlight for me of that tour.
Right. Yeah. It was our highlight too, for sure.
Yeah.
We did get a whole section on the Carousel of Progress, a whole section to ourselves. That was cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very good. Yeah. Toni, were you going to say something?
Well, just that what you said about not taking up your whole day, because I've done the Keys to the Kingdom tour, which takes up a good part of your day, and I've done the big Backstage Magic tour, the all-day tour, and that you have to set a whole entire day aside for that.
Yeah.
So this tour is nice that it doesn't take the whole day.
Yeah, that's true. You know what, though? I tell you what, I've done the Keys to the Kingdom. See how you compare these, Toni-Anne, if you've done Keys to the Kingdom also. Like you said, Keys to the Kingdom is probably a little longer. Mm-hmm. But boy, the Marceline tour, I don't know. I'm trying to say.
I think the value for the money is better.
Yeah, right. It's not. The big difference with the Keys to the Kingdom would be that you go down underneath the park to see the the workings. That's probably the highlight of that tour from my rememberings of it. The stories of Walt and in the beginnings and all those kind of things are in both tours. So you get that value, I would say. You get depending who your tour guide is, you may have different stories. They might do just something slightly different depending when you go and who's your tour guide, I suppose. But yeah, so you did the one where you go to all 4 parks?
Well, yeah, and I don't know if they still go to all 4 parks. When I did it was my 40th birthday. It was a treat to myself.
Okay.
So it was about 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I went to all 4 parks. I don't know what they're doing at Hollywood Studios now, though. Because when I went, we started at Epcot, and we went to the studio. We started at American Adventure, and we went to the studios, and we went to the costuming department.
Yeah.
And then we went behind Tower of Terror, and they showed us the ride vehicles for Tower of Terror and told us how they switch those out.
Oh, cool.
In case there's a biological spill. Is what they call it. If someone gets sick on the ride, they have to switch out the car, out the elevator, and it's a 30-minute process. They said, and they sanitize. They have an extra car on hand. It takes 30 minutes to swap it out.
Well, that's interesting. That's the exact kind of thing you're gonna get on these tours. When you said when you said biological spill, I didn't catch that right away.
Yeah, if someone gets sick on the ride,
I got it now. Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, you get a lot of these insider things when you do these tours.
It went to special shops where and at the time the Little Mermaid ride was being built, and we saw the ride vehicles for that before the ride was. Oh, yeah, the Topia. We saw the topiaries in the garden department. Yeah. We went to Whispering Canyon Cafe and had a nice lunch. It was a little weird because it was a family. It was the platter, the family style platter you get at Whispering Canyon, right? But you were sharing it with strangers, so it was a little. I don't know. You're watching other people's fingers go in the platter. And we saw at the time, the Jungle Jam parade. I remember the name of it at Animal Kingdom. We saw the floats for that. Oh yeah. And then we went to Magic Kingdom and we went in the Utilidors, and then we had special preferred viewing for the 3:00 parade. So it was a whole day. It ended after the 3:00 parade. So, and it started at 8:00 in the morning. So it's quite an undertaking, that tour.
So I'll tell you my tours. I could tell you my tour story.
You can tell me your what story?
My tour stories. Okay. I've done quite a few of them. I highly recommend them if you're a big Disney World fan. Yeah. To get the inside story, I think everyone should do something. I think I would start out with the Keys of the Kingdom. I think that's the one you should do first because it's Magic Kingdom. You got to learn how Magic Kingdom was built. It's a great foundation. Yeah, I think that's the Big Daddy that you should do. But I think they're all fun. I'll tell you, the ones I've done, I did Marceline, I did Keys to the Kingdom. I have done the Seeds tour at Epcot. I've done the Undiscovered tour at Epcot.
So did I. I did the Undiscovered tour. Is that now, did they take you, the best little bit I got out of the Undiscovered tour was the 3D glasses. Did you see? They show you where they clean the 3D glasses?
Oh, I don't recall that.
It's not a big deal. It's like a giant industrial dishwasher. Okay. But David's wife is a little nervous about germs, so she was so relieved when I got off that tour and told her they clean them, they sanitize them.
That's right.
She showed us where they sanitize the glasses.
The highlight for me on the Undiscovered tour was seeing the costume building up behind. Yes. Yeah, where I don't know if all the costumes for Disney World are clean there. It's like the dry cleaning. And
it's like a library. They go and check them out. There's a barcode. And check out their costumes like you would check out a library book. Yeah, and then we spent some time with a couple of the international students. There was like a little lounge back there. It's kind of like an employee hangout behind Test Track. That was pretty cool. They kind of snuck us in the back door for Soarin' to ride that and talk about that ride system. I remember that was pretty cool. A couple other backstage things. And then we were given, although the tour was probably in the morning, we had like a little ticket to come back for a nice spot for illuminations. Yeah. So we had a nice, I think it was over in the Italy section there where we got to see that. So that was, love that. Yeah, I took that tour exactly 10 years ago because that was my 10th anniversary.
Oh, okay. Was that long ago? Yeah.
Now it's my 20th.
Boy, it might have been almost that long that I did that tour too. So some of these
maybe we were on it together.
Yeah, really, that'd be funny.
Well, price wise, that's not a bad one either because
no, it's not.
Yeah, it's a good value too for the price. Good. I think it's right around $60 or
nice.
About a year ago.
Yeah, see, that's worth it. I love animals, so we did the backstage. They don't call it the same thing now. They have some different names. I don't know if this one is the same name, but we got to see the backstage in the barns, what they call for the elephants and the rhinos and how they feed all the animals. That was a really cool one that I did there. So I think that covers all the ones that I did. So I think they're worth it.
If the person who asked you the question, I don't remember what her name was. Do you have it in front of you, what her name was?
Christy Houston.
Okay, Christy. If your family's interested in animals and you're not sure if you want to lay out the kind of money we're talking for some of these bigger tours, there are 2 tours at Animal Kingdom that are inexpensive. I want to say $20 or less. The Caring for Giants tour, which is with the elephants.
Yeah.
And now there's a new rhinoceros tour that I think is about the same price point.
We were just talking to someone who told me about that too. Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, and the one that you were mentioning, the family tour at Magic Kingdom, I've had guests come on the show that really enjoyed that. It was very immersive, and there's like a little game that you're playing. You get to meet Peter Pan at the end. It's kind of like a little treasure mapper kind of thing you're doing. So kids really enjoy that one too.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So if you're, and most of these tours you have to be 18 to do, except for that one. Mm-hmm. And then you said Marceline was 16 years old.
Marceline was 12.
12.
So
okay.
That was why I was able to send her on that one.
Very good, because it's kind of the back. You don't want to see the backstage for the younger kids.
Right.
All right.
Because we have seen them, out of costume. Some of the people.
Well, any other extras, Toni-Anne, that you've done or can recommend?
Some of these fireworks parties are kind of costly when you have a big group with you.
Right. Yep.
I went in February with my family, and there were 10 of us. So that fireworks party would have been almost $1,000, right? Or maybe with tax and everything. So when you get to that point, you might want to think about, and this takes some planning. There are fireworks cruises, specialty cruises you can take. And I know for the Illuminations cruise, I believe that's good for up 8 to 10 people.
Right.
You might want to look at the price difference at whether or not it's better for you to book something like that custom for your group versus going to one of these other parties.
Yep.
But I haven't ever done one because I never have the lead time on my trip. My trips are always shorter. I find out about them 2 months or 3 months ahead of time. I don't have the plan that most people do.
I'll tell you another. Mom just booked something that just showed up, and the controversy is, hey, I've seen this on different discussion boards where people are like, why is Disney doing all these extras and charging you extra? Well, if you want to do them, go do them. If you don't want to do them, don't go do them. Right. That's the way I look at it. But they're doing, this one's kind of funny for me because one of the worst dining experiences we've ever had, and this can just happen to anybody. It doesn't matter where it is, but this was at the Wave. And I've talked to lots of people who've had good dining experiences. We just had
I had a great meal.
There you go. See, and I know if I go, this is another one. If I go back, it'll be just fine. It just happened to be that Lindsay was sick and the server was the worst server we ever had at Disney World. So all those combinations were just a bad evening for that one. But so we're going to go redeem ourselves. Apparently she was all excited. Just told me like within the last week, they're having a specialty dining thing there where you have, I think it's a prefix meal probably, and then
is it the DVC one where you go to Top of the World Lounge?
I don't know if it's Top of the World. I think it's just at the top of the Contemporary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it might. You know what? It might be a DVC only. Actually, I think you're right. But we're going to do that one. So I think those specialty dining packages are great. We've done the one that you do for the Rivers of Light. So I think they're great. To get, again, you're going to get like a fast pass for your viewing of these spectaculars.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
we did the Eat to the Beat concert. My stepdaughter loves Hanson. She's 32.
Yeah.
And she loves Hanson. And I knew there was no way we were going to be able to see them without standing in line for a long time unless we got the Eat to the Beat dining package, and it was perfect.
Nice. Did that?
We were in the second row, and
oh, great!
It was great. Yeah.
I wouldn't. You know what? I never know which one of these groups are going to have the big crowds, right? I wouldn't have guessed Hanson, but they had a pretty good crowd there then for them.
Oh my gosh! Yes, for 3 days they had big crowds.
That's a riot. I was just listening back to a live recording I did in September, and I'm going to put these out for when I'm away in January. They're going to be part. And I listened to two. One was Tiffany, and that was not a big line to get in to see Tiffany. But the second, I know, I'm sad too. But the second one was Mercy Me.
They're very popular.
They were like mobbed. And
I have like 80-year-old patients that love Mercy Me, that play them. So yeah, they appeal to a wide audience.
I didn't know them. My wife listens to Christian music stations. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think the dinner package, especially for the concerts there, I think they can be,
and the candlelight processional.
Yeah,
if it's someone.
Yeah, exactly. I think those are definitely well worth it if it's something that you really want to see and get a hassle-free, because you might have to wait like an hour in that line otherwise, right?
Right. Well, even for the 5 o'clock show, we still showed up an hour or so before, but we were seated. We didn't have to stand in line while we waited.
Nice.
So it wasn't as big a deal,
Yeah.
It's like waiting for Fantasmic. You're seated while you're waiting, so it's not a big deal.
Well, those are the other dinner packages you can do too. Like you can do a Fantasmic dinner package still, like combined with Brown Derby or Hollywood and Vine. I think those are good idea to do those for sure. Dave, did you spark any ideas in your head of any?
Well,
extras?
I was going to actually talk about the Eat to the Beat too, because we always enjoy going over there, and it's free basically. Yeah. Unless you do it, one of those events. But yeah, that's what I was going to say. So definitely try, do that. Yeah,
I like those too. All right. Any other ideas for extras, or do you want to move on to the next topic?
We can go to the next. What was the next topic? Remind me.
All right. What would you do on a non-park day?
Well, we have a lot of experience with that, right? Because we're silver pass holders, so we get blocked out during the Christmas, during the summer, during spring break. But we still like to get our Disney fix.
Is that right?
So,
all right. What do you do then if you're not going in the parks?
This summer, my kids really enjoyed going to the Void. That was the Void over at Disney Springs is a favorite.
Yeah, nice.
When I go with my mom, we spend the day at the spa. I go every Mother's Day with my mom. She's going to be 86 this year. And we've gone to all the different spas over the years.
Wow.
And I think my favorite spa is the spa at Saratoga Springs because it's the most relaxing.
Yeah.
My only issue with it is, for my mother's sake, the locker room, you have to go up and down a flight of stairs. So you get a nice massage and then you have to climb the stairs.
Okay.
They massage your knee and then you pop your knee out again.
Wow. Well, tell me, you've been to, there's many spas on property. I can think of Grand Floridian and Saratoga Springs.
And there's also the Mandara Spa at the Swan and Dolphin.
Okay.
Which I really like that spa as well, the one at the Swan and Dolphin. That was, we talked in the beginning about that prize I won from Pete on the Diz boards. That was my first spa experience, was my prize included a gift certificate to the spa. It was a stay at the Swan and Dolphin and a gift certificate to the spa. That was my first spa experience, was thanks to Pete. So, and I really loved it. So I've gotten a chance to go back for Mother's Day with my mom every year. So that's something we really enjoy doing. So
perfect. Dave,
what do you do outside the parks, Dave?
Yeah. Do you have any favorites to do if you're not going in the parks?
There's so many things to do. I think one of our favorite things was going over to see the Hoop-Dee-Doo review.
Nice. Yes. Is that one of your favorites, the Hoop-Dee-Doo review? Yeah, it was. If you haven't been there, if you haven't done it, do yourself a favor. It's a really good show, and they've been doing it for so long. It's really, really good. That's Auntie Judy's favorite. She tries to go every time. Although I don't think we've got a book for January. Surprisingly, I think she went twice last year. So maybe. Really? Yeah. Wow. Yes, we've done it twice with her, and she went with her family in April too. Yes, she's a huge fan of that Hoop-Dee-Doo review. Yeah, so you can do that. And then there's also the monorail. You can get on that monorail and go to all the resorts, which we do sometimes. Yeah, that's fun. Just travel, to all the lounges and check out all the resorts. Yeah, a little resort lounge loop. Yes, exactly. And then, of course, Toni-Anne just mentioned it a minute ago, was Disney Springs. That Disney Springs has become a must-do when we're blocked out. If we're staying at the Wyndham or we can't get into the parks. Yeah, we go to Disney Springs, and we just love it. Yes, I am a huge fan. Mom, at first, she didn't like downtown Disney. That was not her thing. She's not a shopper. She's like, she is so huge on the parks. But
not a shopper. Lucky you.
Yeah, exactly. She don't like wasting time looking at stuff. She wants to be in the parks, but she's starting to pull back. We're going down for 2 weeks and one full day. I hope we go slower this time, Dave and Tony. I hope we slow down a little bit and spend some more resort time, some pool time, and some time at Disney Springs. So we're going to do a full day. It's mixed up. I know, I'm trying to think, but there's definitely some time in Disney Springs. When I went down with my daughter, and I brought her down there for the college program, and she was off doing employee things, like getting signed up at the very beginning, and she was going to get that all done, and then whenever she was ready, she was going to meet me. Well, I just wandered Disney Springs, really kind of the first time when it was, really a lot of it was completed. I was amazed. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to go through a lot of the shops that take me very quickly. But I found Jock Lindsay's, discovered that, and I just had a nice relaxing time hanging there. And then Lindsay showed up. And then we had a drink there together. Just love that spot right there. And then we went over to the Irish pub, which I love that place.
Raglan Road.
And
yeah, that's one of our favorites too.
Yeah, there's just so many really nice lounges and restaurants, and it is such a fun place to walk around now. And there's entertainment going on. Right, with music playing, which I always love the street music. Yeah, it's definitely it's a big upgrade, I think.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite things to do is go and watch all the street performers.
Yeah,
and they're so talented. There's some really good ones there, and you've got the House of Blues, and
that's still there. Yep.
And like Raglan Road, they've got the Irish singers and dancers there, and they've always put on some great shows there. And Jock Lindsay's, that's one of our favorites too.
Is the Cirque du Soleil?
It's closed right now, and they haven't announced what they're going to be doing yet. I mean, I'm sure they're going to have a new show coming, but it hasn't been announced yet, as far as I know.
I see the NBA experience is coming this year. They're talking about that coming through. So yeah, Cirque du Soleil was a fun thing. But Dave, I do like looking for see what I love concerts, so I'm always like if it's the Eat to the Beat or something like that, or any of those at Epcot, but also House of Blues. I always go and look to see if there's anyone playing. I actually did catch. One time when I was down there for the conference, I caught a really great blues artist, Robert Cray. And
really?
Oh, wow.
That was fantastic. I mean, there's no seating there. At least it was kind of like a standing only kind of thing. I was literally, he was up on the stage. I was right below him watching him play with a bunch of friends. So yeah, I always look for that. And even if they have over Universal Studios, they've got a concert. The Hard Rock is over there. I always look to see if there's any interesting bands there too. So very good. Yeah. Well, I think a non-park day, you really got to take advantage of the resorts. Boy, if you're staying especially if you're staying at a deluxe, but even the moderates and even the All-Stars and Pop, enjoy those pools. I tell you what, your kids, if you've got kids, they're going to want to spend some time in the pools.
I remember when my kids were little, they wanted to go back to the pool. Yeah, even now they're older, they want to go back to the pool a lot of times. So
they really do. They want to spend a lot of time at that pool because they are amazing, especially now. If you got little kids, all the splash zones that they've built, they're kind of like little water parks now.
Yeah. Now you were talking about you want to slow down on your next trip, and that's always my pace because I'm either with my handicapped son or with my elderly mom.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of breaks. Being that we're pass holders, that's the luxury of being a pass holder is you don't have to do everything in one day. If you don't do it, it's not a big deal. You'll be back. So
yes,
we do a lot of resort time. We do a lot of midday breaks and dining experiences that people don't always take the time for. Mother's Day, we did the Amorettes cake decorating class, which was really a neat experience.
I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah, it was really a neat experience. But it's a Sunday morning, or we did it on a Sunday morning. It's a morning out of your day, so you're missing rope drop that day. So there are some sacrifices to slowing down.
Yeah.
But we got to do that, and then we had a lovely brunch at Maria and Enzo's the same day,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
So I think slowing down is great.
Yeah. We went twice to Disney World before we realized they had restaurants at the resorts.
Yeah.
Well, my sister-in-law was the one who introduced us. We went with their family on the third trip, and we ended up staying at the Polynesian. But it was her influence that said, "Oh, let's go try Boma, and let's go try, all these restaurants, that's
Right.
when
Places outside the park.
Yeah, actually in the resorts, those deluxe resorts. And I would even say, like, we're going to go try the Sebastian's, the new one over at Caribbean Beach.
Oh, yeah.
So you can pick out some of these restaurants, sit down ones that are at even the moderates, and go try them out. Coronado Springs, go try out their restaurants. I think that's, especially if you've only stayed at Values and you've not experienced, you might want to consider after go visiting them.
Yeah. We were in chat one day, or you were doing a Facebook Live, and I had mentioned the Turf Club over at Saratoga Springs, and you had never eaten there before, and
Right.
and that's another hidden gem.
Yeah.
It's not exotic, the food. It's more of a steakhouse type menu, but it's pretty good. So I think a lot of people don't even know it's there.
Speaking of Auntie Judy again, from last year in January, we stayed at Old Key West and we did eat it. They always let me pick out one restaurant. Like you get to choose, what restaurant do you want to do? And I picked Olivia's. And then we ended up, I think after that, we switched our reservation. I remember we didn't have that booked at first. But anyways, she said that was her favorite restaurant.
Olivia's.
For the whole trip. Olivia's over at Old Key West.
Yeah, that one gets a lot of good reviews, Olivia's.
And I never would have thought, and that's kind of out of the way. So you can kind of, like you were talking about non-park day, you could eat at Olivia's, take the boat down to
Disney Springs
and try the boat ride down to Disney Springs and make a nice day of that too. So lots of little excursions. I mean, we didn't talk about golfing or fishing, which I've never done any of those, or you can rent the Mickey boats, all that kind of stuff. There's lots of extra. I would love to do some of that stuff, but I haven't yet.
Yeah.
We live on the water, so we could go fishing and.
Oh, you guys, on the Gulf side.
Yeah.
All
David
right.
lives near some of the most beautiful beaches you ever want to see.
In Sarasota?
Siesta Key. Yeah, he lives near Siesta Key. Yep.
Nice. All right. One other topic, guys. You ready?
Okay.
So how do you beat all the crowds down in Disney World, Toni-Anne?
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I mentioned earlier in the show that we have silver passes, and that's a real reason why we have silver passes to this day. I am about as crazy a Disney fan as you can get, and I would love to be there every day, but the silver passes are blocked out summer, like from June 2nd to about August 15th, give or take.
Oh, that's a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 weeks around Christmas and New Year's, so we can go back. I think Thursday we can go back, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow. Okay. Where was I going? Spring break. The week before Easter and to the week after Easter.
So one of the strategies is don't go during the crowded times.
Don't go. That's my strategy right there. Don't go. But if you're there and it is crowded, I like to take part in having a midday table service meal. Where, a lot of people plan their big meals for dinner.
Okay.
And I like to get out of the heat and out of the crowds in the middle of the day. The restaurants are usually a little less crowded.
Mm-hmm. What's an example? What's a restaurant you might do in the middle of the day?
Well, at Epcot, we talked about this on the Geekin' Facebook page. We'll go to Nine Dragons or Via Napoli.
Yeah.
Rose and Crown, those restaurants.
Beer garden.
In Beer Garden, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
So yeah, we go to Yak and Yeti, and Dave will attest to that. Yak and Yeti over at Animal Kingdom. We're big fans of our Landry Select card. Do you know what that is?
Yes, actually, Auntie Judy has one.
Yeah.
And they honor it at the Yak and Yeti.
Right. So if it's really crowded, we decide we've had enough, we'll just take our Landry Select card and go over to Yak and Yeti and wave it and magically get whisked away to a table.
Nice. And well, yeah, what else is that card? Is it a discount card too, right?
Well, they give you, I think every year they give you $25. It costs $25 initially to get the card.
Okay.
But they immediately credit your account $25.
Okay.
And then every year on your birthday, you get $25.
Right.
A lesser known thing, some people, like your birthday will be in July, but you go every year in December to Disney. When you sign up for your Landry Select card, they just ask you for a date. They don't ask you for. So if you say your birthday's in December, they'll give you the $25 credit in December. They don't care.
Yeah.
So, so if you're going to be in Disney every December, then do it, do that. Yeah. So you get $25 every year. And that's Yak and Yeti, T-Rex, Rainforest Cafe, and Bubba Gump over at Universal.
Okay.
And many other Landry's restaurants around the country.
Right.
So,
perfect. Yeah. Well, Dave, actually, she mentioned Yak and Yeti. What is it about the ahi tuna nachos that you like?
Well, I'm just a big fan of sushi and ahi tuna.
Nice.
And just the combination they have there is really, really good. And so I look forward to going there and having it when we're there. So
is that in the sit-down restaurant, not the outside takeout?
Yeah, that's inside. But what we do, what we have done in the past is we can go, there's a small bar. You just walk up to the bar and you can order them there and we'll take them to go.
Oh.
And then we'll find a spot somewhere in the shade or somewhere outside in the park somewhere and have them. So
nice.
You don't have to eat, you don't have to get a table if you don't want to wait for a table.
Well, let me ask you, Dave, besides not going on some of the crowded, although I think you still got to use strategies in the parks.
Oh yeah.
When they say it's not crowded, because it's always crowded. If you've never been before, I always tell people that are new to Disney World, you're going to think it's crowded, even though it's not compared to sometimes like Christmas time and spring break and stuff like that. But Dave, what's one of your strategies to try to beat the crowds?
Well, I don't know if you can actually really beat the crowds, Kurt. You just kind of have to maneuver your way around them.
Yeah.
And I would say my suggestion is to get familiar with the My Disney Experience app.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And learn that app, just practice at home, use it. You can use mobile ordering.
Yes.
So you don't have to wait in line for the food.
I can't believe, we were just talking about this. I can't believe the amount of people who are not using mobile ordering. Have you seen the lines for some of these quick service?
I know.
And then you mobile order and you're like walking right up to get your food and they're sitting there waiting in these like snake lines.
But it's the same people that don't use fast passes. Yeah. They don't do their research, unfortunately.
I can't believe there's so many people that aren't doing any planning. I look at those lines and do you guys ever wait in lines? I mean, I never do.
No, we don't wait in lines.
No,
we fast pass everything.
Yeah.
Self-imposed wait time of maybe 30 minutes or less.
Yes, that's our strategy too. If we were walking by something, we didn't have a fast pass, but it's 30-minute wait, we would probably tackle it, and it's usually less than that. But that's the rule. That's the same rule. That's a great strategy right there. But you're talking about the My Disney Experience, right? Because you get your 3 fast passes. Hopefully, you're smart enough to have booked them way in advance, and you have your day planned. First of all, but then what you're talking about, Dave, is looking for that 4th and 5th one, right? After you've done your first 3.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as you tap your band at that last one, you get on that, have your app ready to go, and start looking for the next one.
Yep.
That's right.
And that you just continually do that, and practice at home. That's what I do sometimes. I'll just you'd be surprised if I don't want to wait 3 hours for a ride. I can sit at home and in less than 30 minutes, 45 minutes, get me a fast pass. Or if I'm in the park, if I'm sitting down having lunch or we're having a little break, just get on your app and start looking, and you'll be surprised.
Something might pop up.
One of the last trips we took to Disney. We were in Toy Story Land, and we didn't have a fast pass for Slinky Dog, right, Toni-Anne?
Yeah.
And we're walking through the park, through Toy Story Land, and my wife was just on the app, and it was about a 2.5 hour wait for Slinky Dog. And we walked into the park, got to about Alien Swirling Saucer, and she said, "I got one." And
wow,
you just got to be persistent, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's the refresh. You just keep refreshing until you find your Flight of Passage or your Slinky Dog.
Hammer it.
Right, and then find the one. Just go ahead and grab the first one you get, modify it, and then you can go back and find the time you want if you want to do that. So
same thing for a dinner reservation. Now, again, you should have your dinner reservations way in advance. That's a way to beat the crowds for sure. But you might get surprised hitting that app and something comes up available that you're not thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go against you there.
Yeah.
I told you earlier that we rarely know about our trip 6 months in advance.
Yeah.
Because I have to, depending on my days off I can get from work and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not getting your table at the 180-day mark, you might not see any tables when you look at the 90-day mark. But if you wait until a week before, 4 days before, 3 days before, 2 days before, the night before,
yeah,
everything opens up. You could get Ohana, you can get Chef Mickey, you can get Cinderella's Royal Table.
Wow. You've been able to get some stuff even on
our guests.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people wait until that last week to make their changes, and the night before is the biggest time. People change their dining reservations, people change their fast passes, they change their plan.
Yeah,
and,
things pop up. I know, because I can remember being in Epcot. I can remember being in Epcot going, I don't feel like doing something, whatever, we're going to change, go on the app, and look, a Beaches and Cream just came up, and that's a small place.
That's one of the hardest reservations to get.
It's a tough one. So yeah, definitely be vigilant even with your restaurants that you want to try. Okay, I got to give you my favorite for beating the crowds, because I am an early morning person. So first of all, stay at a Disney resort so that you get the extra magic hours, and plan your days so that you're taking advantage of those early morning or even late at night extra magic hours. But if you're a morning person, if you can get your kids, especially if you got kids. Now, I don't have this problem anymore because it's just mom and I, and we're just go. But our whole time schedule is earlier than most of the crowds, so that when we're getting there, we're rope dropping. So the strategy is, especially if we got these tiered fast passes, take Epcot, for instance, we'll probably have a frozen fast pass for, I don't know, what is it, like 9:30 in the morning or whatever. But we'll rope drop Soarin' so that you're going to walk right on to that. You're basically getting ahead of the whole crowd. And then I'm eating my lunch usually if it's opening up at like 11:30, like if I'm in Magic Kingdom, I'm usually eating at Columbia Harbor House when they open up. I forget if it's 11 or 11:30. There's absolutely no line there.
There's nobody
for lunch.
You're right.
So I'm actually like at least an hour ahead of everybody. And I'm done with, if I'm in Magic Kingdom, I'm getting out of Fantasyland. I always go there first. I'm getting out of Fantasyland before the crowds are really getting heavy, like at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. I'm a rope drop early morning, stay ahead, eat my lunch early. I like your strategy too there, Toni-Anne, that if you're sitting down, sit down for a big meal.
Right. But I like to look at the hours, especially at Magic Kingdom. There are some days Magic Kingdom will open at 8, not even just extra magic hours, just regular park opening will be at 8, and I find those mornings to be quite glorious because people don't realize the park opened at 8.
Right.
So if you're there at 8 and everybody else thinks the park's opening at 9, usually not showing up till 10, you've got a good hour and a half of emptiness. And party days, the best day to go to Magic Kingdom is the morning of a party, even if you're not staying for the party. Yeah. If there's a Halloween party or a Christmas party, that morning at the park is dead because people don't want to waste their park ticket on and have to leave at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, nice. A lot of people, I don't know how good this is, but touring plans, I don't know if we talked about them at all, but they do have a crowd calendar.
Right.
They try to tell you what the crowd levels are going to be. I think some people kind of live by those too, although I've seen them miss them.
I think Disney is making it hard for him to predict anymore because I think they're not staffing the way they used to when they know it's going to be less busy.
Excellent. Any other ideas on beating crowds?
Well, I want to try something. I haven't put it to the test yet, but I've seen other people
experiment,
have a lot of success, and I'm going to try this when I go next week. A lot of people have had a lot of success if they're not morning people, waiting until like 2 minutes before the park closes to get in line for a Flight of Passage, Slinky Dog, and the like. They're saying that, and I have seen this, the wait times that are posted on the sign are exaggerated at the end of the night.
Okay.
So that to discourage you from getting in the line. They want to close. They don't want you getting in line. So they'll have 90 minutes up there even if it's not a 90-minute wait. So if you wait until the end of the night and get in the line, they stop letting more people in when the park closes, and they there's no more fast pass lines to deviate to take away from the flow of the crowd. Yeah. So the wait is supposedly much less. And I saw one report from a gentleman who went to Toy Story Land at 8 o'clock for a 9 o'clock closing and rode all 3 rides in that hour.
Oh, nice.
So I want to try that.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking while you're talking I was talking about touringplans.com. If you're a beginner and you're going there for the first time, I think that's a great book to buy. And
the unofficial guide.
Yeah, the unofficial guide. They do have touring plans that they've put a lot of science behind. I've actually had the authors on the podcast, and we've talked through how and what they do. I think that's a great way. I kind of use a general guide when we go now, and we've kind of got it committed to memory a little bit. But you can go onto their site too. It's pretty cheap for like $10 a year.
Yeah.
You can build custom touring plans that are very scientifically put together. So that's a good way. Yeah, if you're new.
Yeah, and he has a reservation finder.
Yeah.
So you could look at all the rooms at the hotel where you're staying, and he'll fax in a request for you. I don't know how successful I've been with that.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed. We've had people talking about real success too. The restaurant finder, talking about what you were saying there before.
I've had 100% success with the restaurant finder from Touring Plans, and that's free. You don't have to be a Touring Plan subscriber to use that tool. Because
they do kind of the same thing. They just keep pinging the restaurant till they find it. They have kind of a staff that's offshore that does it. I know their secret.
Okay.
That's how they do it. So those are a couple of strategies. Quite frankly, those are some secrets we use as travel agents to help people.
Yep.
Perfect. Any other tips on I'll give you one more.
Okay.
You got to change your mindset. Like I don't like crowds. I don't like lines. I'm probably a little pathological with this. Like I kind of got an issue. Like people are stepping on me. It's a thing with me. I like my personal space. Maybe that's what it's more like. Mm-hmm. But I have to get in a frame of mind that don't be bothered by it. If I get caught in a line, just deal with it.
Yeah.
If you're going to the fireworks shows at Magic Kingdom, it's just going to be crowded. There's no getting around it. There's just certain times.
Touched.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna touch him.
Yes. Someone's going to block your way. Someone's probably going to be rude to you at some point. You got to let it really bounce off.
Yeah.
I think you got to kind of go in with mindset. But if you use some of these strategies we talked about, you can limit the risk, if you will.
Absolutely.
So, Dave, were you thinking of anything else?
No, I'm like you, though. I don't like crowds, and I'm the same way, Kurt. So I feel you on that one. But going back to the fast passes, we did a podcast one time, and while we were doing the podcast, Toni-Anne got on the My Disney Experience app and got a Flight of Passage fast pass
next day. Yeah,
for the next day.
Yeah, that was our little gimmick. I was on while we were recording. I was refreshing until I found a Flight of Passage fast pass.
Nice.
Just to show.
And we did it. I got one.
Nice.
So you just refresh, and change the time, until you get one.
Well, another strategy there too is if you have a large party, it's probably harder to get fast passes for a larger than a smaller group.
Right.
And some of these rides also have single rider. things
Right.
too, so you can take advantage of those too.
And when we go, like our two families go together, we will do that. We'll stagger. So like you have that hour window. So maybe two of us will be 9:05 to 10:05. Two of us will be 9:30 to 10:30, and and we'll stagger. And we can still ride together because we have that hour window. So
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, guys, did we cover those pretty good?
I think so.
I think so,
really,
too.
really had fun.
All right, thanks for coming on the show. What do you guys got planned on your schedule of recording? How do you guys kind of go about your podcast?
We usually do either Sunday night or Monday night or sometimes Tuesday. Depends on, because I'm on call a lot. So
okay.
we have to do whatever. But Dave's turnaround time with the editing has gotten a lot quicker.
He's getting good.
Oh, he's good.
It just comes with practice, you know.
How long does it take to produce your show, Dave?
Well, I don't know if I really think about the time.
For one show, like you do like an hour show?
Normally, yeah, it's anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, typically I spend probably, well, now it's gotten better. I was spending 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
But now I can probably do it in about 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
People don't realize how much time it takes to do all of it, between coming up with an idea. Where do you guys get your ideas from?
Toni-Anne.
They're all in Toni-Anne's head, huh?
Well, a lot of them are inspired by either what's going on with us, or we are on so many different Facebook groups, and we'll see a question that somebody will post, and I'll say, Dave, this has to be our topic this week.
Nice.
So we'll do that. Yeah.
Great idea. Well, thank you so much. Tell us where we can find you guys.
Go ahead, Dave. You got the list.
Oh, well, you guys can follow us on YouTube. We got some stuff on there. You can also find us.
You don't want to watch that.
But
because I hate myself on video.
You can also find us on Instagram at _Disney Crush, and Facebook at the Disney Crush, and all the podcast catchers, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
Very nice.
All those places. So, and everybody out there, if you want to check our show out, check it out. Subscribe to the show because it's free. It doesn't cost anything. When people hear that word subscribe, they think, oh, that's money. But it's not. It's just free. It's free. So
yeah. Excellent, guys. Thanks for being great members of my Geekin' family. I'm so glad I finally got you on. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt, and thanks to all the geeks out there. We've got a lot of listeners from your group and your family.
Yeah.
And you guys, you've done a great job, Kurt. So hats off to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. And Toni-Anne, will I get to see you in January? Are you going to be down there at all?
I don't know. I'm going this coming week, but we'll see. Maybe I can escape for a day or so.
I think I'm going to see Dave, though. Am I going to see you, Dave?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
I'm pretty sure he usually goes around that time. That's usually when your annual trip is. Yep.
Yeah,
did we mention I don't know if we were recording when I said this, but Dave and I had a great conversation last January when we had our Geek and Family meetup at the Nomad Lounge, and we were talking podcasts, and it was fun meeting Dave and your wife, and I think was your daughter there too.
Yeah,
I think
Olivia was there.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So great. I hope we get to see you again this year.
Well, we'll definitely be there, Kurt. So
all right,
looking forward to seeing you guys.
Have a great new year, okay, guys?
You too.
All right, see you, geeks.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
So fun that I could catch up with Toni-Anne and Dave. Thanks for coming on the show, and good luck with your show as you progress down this podcasting path. One that I've been on for 5 years. I'm looking forward to the 5th year coming up, and we're going to do a 5-year kind of reunion show. I'm excited to record that this coming Monday with some of our Geek and family friends, the Super Geeks that have been a part of the show, many of them from the very beginning. So excited to do that. Some of my Fab Five are going to be part of that show. Looking forward to do that. Recording that hopefully this Monday, and then you'll be hearing it soon. But let's give some shout outs, some of the new Geek and family members. Always exciting to have new people join, and I just love their enthusiasm. I think I gave Mickey Foster a shout out last week, and a lot of times when they join the Facebook group, I like to ask them how they found us. And Mickey had a great response where she said she was listening to a trip report on another podcast, the WDW Prep School, and they mentioned our podcast or mentioned me. She didn't know which episode was, but if you know what that episode was from WW Prep School, I'd love to listen in on that and want to search the whole catalog. So if you know, that would be awesome. Hey, Leanne Ogden Harris. I asked her how she found our podcast. She says, I'm on the Smart Moms Planning Disney Facebook page, and someone posted asking what everyone's favorite Disney podcast was. And she said, many people mentioned yours, so I started listening. Really enjoy it and ready to get back to Disney. Thanks, Leanne. That was great to hear that. And I think there was like 100. I checked that out. I'm not a Disney mom or smart, so I didn't join and check it out, but that was pretty cool to see. There's like 140,000 members of that Facebook page or group. So really cool when you get mentioned without even prompting it to the community. Melissa Hawley Cozart found us on an iTunes search. We come up very high in an iTunes search, which I'm really proud of. It's something I'm sure we've earned over the years. And she says, I'm having to rework my plans a little now that Galaxy's Edge will be open when we are there in November. But I guess the question I have is I'm hoping to book Ohana dinner on our arrival day. And I know it's one of your favorites. Any tips on that restaurant? How early should we get there before our reservation? So I love it when we get these questions and posts in our Facebook group. And let me just tell you guys, join our Facebook group. You are going to meet up with some amazing super geeks, and they have a lot of knowledge. They're very caring. They give some great responses, very thoughtful responses. And I get a lot of compliments on just how enthusiastic and fun they are. And I love this question, Melissa, because you know I love Ohana. I'm so happy when people love Ohana that listen to the show too. And we love to get to restaurants early, especially Ohana, because they have a fantastic lounge there. And the Polynesian, it's my favorite resort, so I love hanging out there. This past trip, we were staying at the Polynesian, which made it even better. But the Tambu Lounge is open now. I know when we were there last September, it was temporarily being refurbished. It's a great place to hang out. It's a nice open space. They have some couches and comfortable chairs, and they have some great drinks. I love some of the slushy kind of drinks. Of course, they've got the Lapu Lapu, which is that whole pineapple with a nice fun drink. And so, yeah, it's a really fun place to hang out. I love it when it opens up. I took a video of all of the servers coming out, and they clap and they have a good time. And it's just a great family atmosphere. And yeah, you can bring your kids and hang out there too. So I love that. And tips on the restaurant, just enjoy it. It's a very relaxing atmosphere. Again, it's a fun family atmosphere. I was so fortunate this past time to sit against the windows that face the Magic Kingdom. You're there during the fireworks time. You can see that. Or you just see the Magic Kingdom, and it's a great time to be there. Also, when you leave the restaurant, why not go check out the beach? Check the rest of the resort out. Go out and check out the fireworks if you're there late enough for that. And the electric water pageant comes on late at night too. Spend some time at the Polynesian. Hey, tips about the restaurant. Just enjoy it. It is such a fun place to eat. They got great food. I love my pot stickers, love the pineapple bread. I love everything about the food, and the open fire with the steak and the chicken and the shrimp. Oh my gosh. And the dips. Oh, dipping all that stuff in there. That is so much fun. If you've not been to Ohana, guys, that is geek and law. So go enjoy it, Melissa. And report back if you don't agree or do agree. I love to hear feedback from my Ohana. I got to read a couple more from the Facebook group. And again, please join the Facebook group. You're going to love it. Kayla Thurman. She writes in the Facebook group, this girl needs some geeking help. Hey, we're here for you. She got lots of comments back on this question. She's leaving for Disney on March 31st. Congratulations, Kayla. She said her mom brain got the best of her. She forgot to plan fast passes. Oh, no. I guess it happens. She's gone to Disney every year for 5+ years, and she's never forgotten such a big part of their trip. Wow. She thinks sleep deprivation from having a 1-year-old. Oh, we understand that. Kayla, but we're here for you to give you some advice. She's wondering how she can get some of those. She calls them e-ticket rides, like the Flight of Passage, Slinky Dog, and some of the tips for riding these rides once you get there. Rob Maderi, one of our great Super Geeks. He says, do you have an ADR in the park before park opening? That's a great tip. If you have a restaurant, you can get there early. He says, see if there's any extra magic hours. You can rope drop some rides. That's what we like to do. Even Slinky Dog. It is crowded, but if you rope drop it, it moves pretty fast. Get there real early. That's a great one. Flight of Passage, I've heard some great success of rope dropping to get on that one, Rob. So that's perfect, especially those extra early morning hours. Amanda Held says she's found that on a weekday like Monday or Wednesday, riding Slinky Dog during dinner time between 6 and 7 usually means only a 45-minute wait, even if the posted time is longer, because people are in a hurry to get to dinner. So they load and unload quickly, and the line is going a little bit faster. See how thoughtful, different these tips are. It's awesome. Janet Braverman talks about the strategy that we talk about. It's just in the Geekin' family, and arriving in the park early. The cast members started letting them know around 8:15 and just letting them into the parks a little bit early. And you get over to the roped drop area, and then they let you in line for a flight of passage. And, they're able to get some pretty good times by doing that. One of our travel agents, Jennifer Glambo, says, try the day of for small groups. Yeah, break up your group in smaller groups if you can, and just keep hitting that My Disney app, and you might just score a fast pass. So do that. I like Toni-Anne, who was on the show this time. She says, try to overlook the posted wait time, as Disney often exaggerates the wait time close to closing to discourage people from getting in line. That is a cool tip, Toni-Anne. All right, Kayla, I think you got some great tips from our very passionate and thoughtful and smart Super Geeks. How about Nick Vesia? Hope I'm saying your name right, Nick. Nick is another new listener to our show, new to the Facebook group. And he just says that I'm new to the group, and this is his first post. And he said he booked a trip months ago for September with free dining. And obviously at the time, he had no idea that Star Wars Land was going to be opening less than a month before then. He booked it actually hoping that the crowds would be slightly lower due to the opening later in the year. Well, that didn't happen. It's kind of surprising they're opening it up early. I was surprised too to hear that, Nick. So he's asking, his question is, and this is some anxiety I've talked about that I'm hearing from the geeks. Does anyone think it's a terrible idea to go 23 days after it opens? Everyone's nervous about this. Here was my response. Disney World is always crowded now. You got to use your crowd strategies no matter what time of the year. So don't even go with a frame of mind that there isn't any downtime, because it doesn't help having that sort of frame of mind. And it's exciting for Star Wars to be open and be one of the first people there. Be grateful for that. Be grateful you're going down to Disney World. Just relax. Have fun. Don't worry about it. Be mentally prepared. Enjoy the parts that you can. If you got to wait in a long line for that Millennium Falcon, just make it worth it. And then definitely report back to us how much fun you had. One thing we're thinking about, Mama has talked about this. We're thinking maybe they're going to have like a paid event over at the Star Wars, so you might get a chance to do that. That might cut down on some of the ride time. And a paid event, the Geekin' family always loves the paid events. How cool would it be to do that over at Star Wars? It'd be so worth it. And everyone always says that about the paid events, whether it's the fireworks or the dessert parties. Our Geekin' family love the paid events to get a little exclusivity in the parks. So that would be awesome if they do that for Star Wars. Yeah, Megan Craig says, the most important part about my Disney trip is to have realistic expectations about what you want to do and have a good touring plan. If you do those things, you should be in good shape. Totally agree. Let's all go in with a great attitude about Star Wars. Hey, if it's a little crowded, people are going to step on your foot. Don't worry about it. You're going to be the first ones checking out Star Wars Land and Galaxy's Edge. All right, next up on the podcast, it's Brenda Futrell. Brenda, get ready. Your episode is coming up next. And wow, I am so excited for spring. The weather here is starting to get warmed up. But that also means it's the middle of March, and we have been preparing the Geekin' Family Run Disney team for the April 2019 Star Wars race, which is the weekend of April 4th. And I'm so proud of our geeks. They are going to be running for a charity that supports mental health. Oh, wow. In today's society, that is such an important thing to support. We're going to be supporting the Trevor Project. Now, I'm going to let my friend Jen Moynihan Wynn explain it to you. All right. Well, Jen, thanks so much for hopping on to Skype for just a few minutes. I want to explain to everybody what we've been up to in our Run Disney team. It's been a lot of fun the last couple of months getting together kind of on a monthly basis and supporting each other in our health efforts and using the Run Disney events to do that. We got some really passionate people into the Run Disney team, don't we?
Yeah, it is really wonderful. People are so kind, and we're just such a supportive group of people that even if you're not in a place where you're running a marathon or a half or even a 5K, just wherever you are, we are here to support each other and just to cheerlead and to provide love. That's just been such our mantra, and it's been really fun.
I've really learned that from the Run Disney community of people. You know, we know the geeks are super special people. That didn't surprise me at all because I know that from doing the podcast now for almost 5 years. And I love getting on the video chat with you guys. But yeah, to see the spirit of, you know, you don't have to be a super athlete to be doing this. And quite frankly, I found that most of the people are very supportive in what they're doing. And it could be a run walk kind of situation for sure.
Absolutely.
And they may have had some issues in running in the past and they're maybe trying to lose weight and just get into a healthy way of things. And it's been really encouraging for me too, even though I'm not running, but I'm trying to lose some weight and that kind of thing. So thanks.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're not an intimidating group of people. Like I know even for me, like I have asthma. And so I've always had this thing of like running isn't something I can do. But being in this group of encouraging people has been such a wonderful way to just be like, you know what, I can meet myself where I am. And there are people here who love and support me. And it's just been really fun.
I love that. And it was all inspired by our good friend and super geek, Holly.
Oh, she's lovely. Holly
Burkcase. I saw her do that run last fall, the Wine and Dine, and that really inspired me to get a hold of her. She was so emotional about it. And she was so excited she's doing such a great job in her efforts and her health efforts, and I'm so proud of her. Yeah. We just wanted to encourage all of that. And one of the things I've always thought about with the podcast, and I've done some of this, but I like the idea that I've seen in these run teams where they support a charity, and I put that out to the team, asked them to think about this. And I think we just had a couple of months ago, we had an amazing discussion where I opened up about some things and everyone really shared. There's a lot of trust in the community to share some things. And I think you were the first one to mention about a charity that you would like to, or a couple, at least you had some ideas, and it all surrounded around the topic of mental health. And why did you come up with that kind of thought, Jen?
Well, I think a couple of us had kicked the idea around just because it's such a predominant issue in our culture, and there still is, unfortunately, like a stigma about it. And so many families are just affected, unfortunately, by like the tragedy of suicide, and just mental illness in general is such a hidden topic that not a lot of people feel that they can kind of talk about. And so we really just wanted to come together and provide a platform where we could talk about it, and that we could provide support and encouragement for people, and that like we could kind of use this platform for good, just because, like I was saying earlier, just the countless people who are affected by suicide and depression and just mental health in this country it's really
and I think the more you talk,
we kind of want to provide support for that.
And the more you talk with people and open up about this topic, the more you find others are experiencing this also in their own life with their loved ones. And this is not a secret that should be hidden anymore. And
right on.
And I was talking to someone, I met up with a kid who, we went to buy a car for my son, Ben, and his dad was a police officer. And I said, how's your dad doing? He said, great. He switched different departments. But he said, you know what? One thing that really surprised him was the amount of suicide calls that he went on. And that kind of shocked me. And then after our call, we picked we're going to tell everybody what our charity is that we picked. And even just last night, Jen, I was listening to the high amounts of our servicemen coming back from, especially this was the 101st Airborne. They were talking about the amount of suicides in the unit that they were talking about.
Yes.
And I was just keep hearing this, not only depression, which is very prominent, but to the point of suicide. So, Jen, share with everybody what charity we're going to support for our run team.
Yes, our charity that we decided to support this time for our upcoming race in April for the Star Wars, we decided to support the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is a organization that provides crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to teenagers ages 13 to 25 who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning. And according to their website here, they accept upwards of like 45,000 calls to their lifeline every year. Yeah. And this is a 24-hour set 365 a year kind of service that they put for people who are in crisis. And they have a lifeline that's open, like I said, 24 hours. They have texting, they have chatting to really try to connect with people who are struggling. And our services will really, like the charities and the monies that we provide will really help them create and expand more of these services to make them available to whoever needs them.
I've been watching a lot of TED videos and on my phone, like when I'm riding on the bus, and I just been listening to some things about happiness and the role that human interaction has in our, not only in our happiness, but just how essential it is to our mental health. And so, you know, and what's your line of work? Tell everybody what you do for kind of a living, Jen.
Yes, I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, so I deal with this stuff as a living, and it's my passion. I love it.
Oh, well, we've got a passionate group of runners, and we're so proud to be supporting this Trevor Project, and I hope you guys can support us too. We'll put up a page where you can donate to this cause, and then all our runners will know that you guys are supporting them, and we're excited to do that. So I'm excited for all our runners that are going down for the Star Wars, and they're going to have fun getting to know each other and supporting each other and running, and I'm so glad we're doing this. And thanks for your support on this, Jen. This was a great idea.
Yeah, thank you guys. Everyone who supports our event and just us in general and the Geek and family, we just love you guys. So thank you for all you do.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, thank you.
Great job, Jen, explaining the Trevor Project to the Geek and family. And I'm so proud that we have already raised $375 in 2 days for the Trevor Project. Great job, Jen and team and the Geek and family. I'm so excited. They're going to have a great time. We're going to be so proud of them, and we're so proud of you for supporting us. Thank you so much, everybody. You can go out to the website, geekinonwdw.com, look for the link to support that through PayPal. And I've got it posted in our Facebook group also, in the Geek and Run team. Hey, if you want to join the Geek and Run team, we're going to be meeting. It's going to be next Monday. I'm going to set up a meeting. We try to meet on video once a month, and it'll be the Monday before the race, end of March, and then we can all get together to understand what we're going to be doing, how we're going to meet up with each other. I hope I get some great pictures from the Geek and Family Run team. You can go onto our Facebook group for that. You can search for it. You can message me. I'll get you in there. Or you can email me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com if you'd like to be part of the Geek and Run Disney team. I am accessible. Don't be surprised if I reach out to you, talk on the phone, or come on with Facebook Live with me. It was fun this past week on Facebook. I'm trying to do that on Thursday nights. I love chatting with you guys directly, especially if you got a trip report, or you got something that's a trip that's coming up, or you got a question for me. Come on to Facebook Live, and it's always fun directly chatting with you guys. You can reach out to me again at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Message me on Facebook too. All right, after this Run Disney event, the next big event we've got is the October 2019 Grand Geekin' Gathering. Come on and join us end of October. Yeah, we're excited that Star Wars is open. We're going to have some fun and come down. Great opportunity if you want to come down solo or come down with your spouse. Join us. Bring the kids too. We're family friendly, and we're gonna have lots of fun. Looking forward to the October 2019, the G3. Can't wait to see my buddy Kevin and all you guys are gonna be. Some of you guys are staying at my resort, at Pop Resort. That is really fun. That's my next trip. I got coming up, so always excited and planning for that next trip. If you would like to get a Geekin' Family T-shirt, one that says the podcast on it. People love our t-shirts. We've got a great group of people that are ordering it for this coming order. Is going to be in March, and then we'll order them up in April. Reach out to Auntie Judy. Message her on Facebook if you want to be part of that. There's a post in our Facebook group. You can respond to that and get yourself a t-shirt. Hey, each week we share awesome tips for your Disney trip planning, but you can instantly gain that advantage by booking with us. It's Mama, Auntie Judy, EJ Cruz, or Jennifer Galambos. And you can email Judy and Mama at travelingtiaras@gmail.com. Travelingtiaras@gmail.com. You can message us on Facebook. I'll get you hooked up with them, and you can find EJ and Jennifer on their Little Dole Whips Facebook page. We are authorized Disney planning agency through Fairy Tale Concierge. We're excited. We booked our very first Universal package with Deirdre Watts, a good friend of ours that we met down when we were down there in January. She bought DVC recently, but she also booked a little package to do Universal. I think that's awesome. We can do Universal, Disneyland, Disney World, Disney Cruises, and Mom had a great time booking the Universal trip for Deirdre. And, we just have an advantage because we have Fairy Tale Concierge friends that we can ask all kinds of technical questions and get that all answered for you guys. Hey, they watch out for you too. Once you book with us, put that $200 deposit down on your trip. Book it way in advance. We got some folks already booking into 2020. That is awesome because we're going to be looking out for you. Fridays are follow-up Fridays, and they review their clients' trips, and they check in on you, especially if you're hitting a countdown date around fast passes or ADRs, and they're looking to see if there's a package that you can take advantage of, and they'll contact you and they'll hook you up with that discount package, even if it's out there into the future. So it's a great team with EJ, Jennifer, Mama, and Judy. They know all that technical stuff of booking, and I can help you also with some of my knowledge if you want to talk to me on the phone or chat with me on Facebook. So I love doing that. I always like to remind you guys about bounce back trips. If you're down in Disney World, they have some great discounts, but you got to book it before you leave the trip you're on. And you got to do that before midnight of your fly out day. But then you can actually transfer that booking over to us, and we can be your official travel agent. I get this a lot too, where people join the Facebook group or find our podcast and they've already booked a trip. If you've already booked a trip within the last 30 days, we can be your travel agent. Mom and Judy can show you the paperwork and get you connected with us. We'll take it from there. Stay connected with us with our email newsletter, the Geek and Gazette. Geekin on WDW.com. You can sign up for that. Facebook is a big part of our podcast, but someday, who knows what could happen? We want to have your contact information, and we're going to deliver. We're going to give you a free packing checklist and a free spreadsheet to help you plan your trip like we use for ourselves and our travel clients. And we send out our favorite Disney news items, info on Disney package discounts from the travel agency and Disney, and news from our Geek and family that we find interesting. So sign up for the email newsletter, Geek and Gazette. I usually send that out either Monday or Tuesday each week. Geekin on WDW.com. Hey, recently I got a 1-star iTunes review, and it's been nagging at me because it brought my stars down to 4.5 out of 5. But I've had some great reviews on iTunes lately, and I want to thank, there's one from Hillsborough Power, and it says it is a window into a family. This was such a cool review. I love this one. Many podcasts can provide information, but the Geekin podcast is a window into a family built through shared interests. That is an intangible that can't properly be quantified until you adopt and are adopted. Yes, we do want to adopt you into our family, and I love that, Hillsborough Power. Thank you so much for your 5-star iTunes review. And then I just got one today, so I can't believe that I'm still at 4.5 stars because I've had like 5 of these in March. And it says, great podcast from Mixter Manic 28. I found this podcast in December 2018. I wish it didn't take so long. Since then, I have not only subscribed, but listened to all the episodes. I really enjoy the trip reports. However, my favorite episodes are definitely coffee walks. I feel like I'm taking a walk along, discussing the trip. One of my favorite things to do while at Walt Disney World Resorts is to take an early morning walk with a cup of coffee. Boy, you know that's me too. Glad now I have a podcast to listen to and put myself back at Walt Disney World. Thank you so much, Mixter Manic 28. Thank you so much, guys, for all the positive feedback. It really does encourage me. And thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. Get my recorder.
I'm here.
Awesome. Thanks. I didn't turn my video on, but
That's okay.
Yeah, we normally don't turn our videos on when we talk to each other either.
No, I don't want to see Dave.
Yeah, she doesn't want to see my ugly mug. Yeah.
I guess it eats up the bandwidth. But you guys
Okay,
are
let me turn it off then.
you guys are sounding
go.
great. No
There you go.
problem. Let me make sure I got you guys. I'm pronouncing your names properly. So you like Toni-Anne?
Yeah,
Tony.
Toni-Anne. That's
Zarcone, right?
our phone. Yep.
That's easy. And I got Veronica on the other line here.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
That's my other name.
A little concerned about this, Dave. I don't know what to say there.
Well, I'm a multi-personality kind of guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not judging or anything, but it kind of threw me.
Yeah, you pronounce my last name Youngward, like the J's a Y.
Young word. Yes, I think I got that right before.
Yep, you
At
sure
one
did.
point.
You were.
I've given you shout outs before. That's why. I remember, yeah, that's right. I remember you saying I got it right. And that's not like me to get it right. I am horrible with words, not just names.
Yeah, well, when it starts with a J, that throws everybody off.
Young word. Yeah. I don't know why I knew that. All right. So what'd you think of I think we could do kind of touch a little bit on all these topics, didn't you?
Okay. That's fine.
Dave and I are counting on you, Toni-Anne, because
Oh no.
I'm gonna be quiet. You're gonna carry us.
Oh no.
Yeah. She does carry me, and I got a cold too, so I'm gonna be
It's
as
a lot
quiet
of pressure though, because I haven't been going as often as I used to go because the prices have gone up so much. So I can't go. I used to go like once a month, and now I'm lucky if I go once every 3 months.
Oh, that's still a
I
lot.
know, it's still a
more than
lot.
the usual.
I know.
More than now, Toni-Anne, do you live in Sarasota area too?
No, I live about 2 hours north of Dave. I live in Spring Hill, which is I don't know if you ever heard of the Wiki Watchy Mermaids.
No.
Yeah, they're it's on the Gulf Coast. It's about what do you think, an hour north of Tampa, Dave?
Okay, you're kind of the opposite direction. Other hour. Okay.
Yeah, he's south of Tampa. I'm north of Tampa.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. But it's brother and sister-in-law, though, right?
Yeah, his wife and my husband are brother and sister.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's confusing to some people.
Sorry, I might ask you these questions again.
It's okay.
For the recording. I thought I thought that was the case. So good. You guys doing good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Now that I found my mouse.
Yeah. I know I can't operate a computer without a mouse too. I hate it without the mouse. I got a wireless one now that I'm actually liking. It's fairly new. Is that why you lost it? It's wireless?
Yeah, it's wireless. Of course, it was attached.
Yep.
I wouldn't have that problem.
Oh, I had a funny story with my wireless mouse. I had one. I got it at a training session at work, and I loved it. I had it for a long time, and I lost the little USB plug for a few weeks. And we have a nice program at work, like a thank you program. And I did some nice work for somebody, so they gave me. I could get like gift cards at Amazon. So I said, next time I get a gift card, I'm just buying a new wireless mouse. So actually, Lindsay was here in my office, and it came. I said, oh, she likes all this techie stuff. I said, look, I got a new wireless mouse. And I just happened to look over to the left. My old I still had the old mouse. And I picked it up and I flipped it. It had this little flip thing on it. And right underneath that flip was the little USB for that other mouse.
Oh.
Yeah, you could store it in there.
Yeah, you could store it in there. Because actually, the new one had a place where you could store it. I said, let me flip this up. I go, I don't remember putting it there. There's no way. Would you believe it was sitting right there?
You had put it in there and didn't even know.
I still claim, Toni-Anne, that I didn't do it. Like it's a spare parts that were. I still swear I lost it. I don't know. Maybe it's just my old age. But now I got two, so that's a good.
Have a spare, so you won't freak out.
A bad story. Yeah, but
while someone's waiting on you.
It was a tragic story until I found the second one.
Yeah, I blame everybody, the kids, the wife, the cat.
I didn't go that far, Dave, but that sounds like me. I blame my wife on all that stuff. It's kind of funny when she does. She is the one. All right. Yeah. So I got 3 topics. I'm going to try. We'll try to go.
Okay.
Do a little bit of each. These were all from folks that recommended in our Facebook group. I didn't write down who the other two came from, but that's okay. So the one is, what is this? Oh, like she's calling them magical enhancements. I'll read the whole thing to you guys when we do this, but, those extras, we actually do that on our podcast all the time with the trip reports. We ask for extras. So I was a little surprised at this question, but whatever. Whatever you guys can add to that. So like different tours or dessert parties or fireworks cruises, she said, specialty dining stuff. So if you can give it your favorites of that, and I'll go back and forth between you and Dave. Dave, you can, right? Sound good?
Yeah. But I'll do as best I can. I've got a really bad cold, but I'm going to try and
power through it, huh?
I'm going to try and power through it. Yeah.
And then I like this one. What would you do on a non-park day?
Oh yeah. Dave and I have a lot of experience with that. And I have a whole anniversary trip coming up that is probably going to have no parks because my husband is not a Disney fan.
Okay.
So
I guess with that one, I want to stay kind of in the bubble, though. I think in Disney World, is that what we're thinking?
No, we are. Yeah, we are. We're going to stay on property and
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, hang out around the resort and do
stuff
some other stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
And so when you guys go, do you usually stay on? You guys stay on property when you go, right?
I do. I do usually because I usually have my mentally challenged son or my elderly mother with me.
Okay.
And it just makes it easier. But Dave has a lot of experience with some of the off-site properties, and I have stayed off-site. And we every year go to Wyndham Bonnet Creek for a couple of days, both of our families together.
Oh, cool.
So
all right. And then the other topic was ideas on beating the crowds. So we dance around that one. So I'll add. Okay. I didn't write down anything on these. I'm going to let you guys have my have my show, but I'm sure I'll
yes, please.
I'll add to this. I can add the different stuff too. All right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Cool. I don't know. We'll go like an hour.
Okay.
Is that okay? We'll go or even a little more. Maybe see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. If you're ready.
Okay.
Perfect, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
You're welcome, and I'm glad we were able to answer some of these questions for people. We'll put that out. So yeah, I don't know if Tony you were on when I was mentioning I've got 7 recorded right now. So it's going to be probably a couple of months before this comes out.
That's okay.
I'm not usually. That's probably the farthest I've ever been ahead. But I went crazy when I was on vacation during Christmas break here because I just had. I don't know when people ask me to come on, I don't like to say no. I don't think I've ever said no. But since I had time to do them, I did a couple a day for a couple of days and just got a bunch stacked up right now. That's all.
Well, we'd love to have you on our podcast, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a while, let you have a little time to relax and get over all that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, you could ask me about my trip.
Okay,
that'll work. There you go. Sounds good.
Or if you have if you guys have a topic you want me to come on and do, I'd love to do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kurt. We so much appreciate you. So can't thank you enough.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. Bye,
Kurt.
Bye.